going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform. Much love, man. Now, in this video, I want to discuss the difference between being a high-value man and a high-earning man. Now, we all know that the whole conversation of high-value men has been going on, and my take on it is this: value is something you guys need to look up. Go and look up what value actually means before y'all run around and have this argument with a person who's just making up things to have something to promote. You need a product to sell. You need something to sell when you're in business. I get it. Don't hate the player, hate the game. And the game is going to always be. So, with that being said, what he discusses when he speaks of a high-value man, he's really speaking on guys who are high earners. See, when you're a high earning man, those other things simultaneously falls in place at some point. There's very few guys who are making six figures in certain professions. Keyword certain professions, who doesn't have the network of guys or network of people or connections to the resources which coincides with the money. Now you have guys who are high earners who make six figures, and they may not have the connection, but that's sometimes due to the career path that they chose. Like, if a guy is a truck driver and he making six figures a year, a truck driver can easily make six figures a year and not have the network or the quote-unquote social status that a corporate guy may have. It's just common sense. It's not that difficult. The whole high-value man argument is easily debunked, because he's not speaking of a high-value man. He's speaking of men who are high earners. And guys who are high earners, corporate guys, the guys that he speak of, the Henrys, these guys are high earning corporate men. When you are a high earning corporate man, you're going to have a network of people that you're connected to. Period. Also, what he conveniently leaves out is a lot of the quote-unquote high-earning men that he likes to call high value also are high earners, and they have the connections that they have status-wise, because a lot of them come from Ivy League schools and HBCUs, and a lot of those guys are fraternity guys. They're pledged. Guys who have pledged a fraternity are guys who are high on the social hierarchy. If you are a guy who are in a fraternity and was known, chances is you're gonna land that big corporate gig that you're going for, because there's one of your brothers in charge, or there's someone who can make a phone call for you. This ties into your networking, which ties into your social status, which a lot of high earning men have. But these things doesn't make you high value to a woman. And understand, when he's speaking of a high value, brothers, he's speaking of your value to women. Understand this. This is why I say, do not let these YouTube guys dictate how you live your life, because a lot of these guys are living this way just in cyberspace. Okay? You cannot take the advice of a person who's not a high earner himself or high value himself. You see? So when he's speaking of high value, he's speaking of high earning. He's not speaking of value. Go and look up what value means. Okay? Because if that's the case, most of these quote unquote high value men come from your quote unquote Pookies and Ray Rays. Because a lot of these quote unquote high value men don't come from money. I'm pretty sure this guy who's running around here pushing this whole high value thing, his great grandfather wasn't a high value man based on the criteria that he's promoting. You see, this is why I said he's speaking on high earning men and not high value. Because being high value has nothing to do with your money. It's something that has nothing to do with money. When you're valuable, people can actually make money off of you. You see? You appreciate in time when you're talking about value. You see? And things that appreciate in time are things that are intangible. You see, things that you can't just throw away, like a suit jacket, like a tie, like a pair of shoes. See, those are things not of value. But you can buy the best of those things when you are a high earner. You see? See, the true high value man is the man that the woman won't trade in for the money. The true high value man is the man that the women skip over for the money. You see? Those are the true high value men. See, those are the men who are not affected by hypergamy and a woman's female nature. You know why? Because that doesn't affect a high value man. Because he understands that a woman's nature is to follow. And if she's with a high value man and following a high value man, she understands that her man gets money. He not is the money. You see, the value is in the man, not in the money that's in the man's hand. The value is not in the suit, but the man that's in the suit. You see? So that is the difference between being high value versus high earning. Because a high value man is priceless. A high value man is the men that the women for generations are still talking about today and will continue to talk about. Your Malcolms, your Martins. These are your high value men. Your Kobe Bryants. Your Nipsey Hussles. These are your high value because they've left an impact on the world regardless to how much money and how much assets they've accumulated. See, that is what made them high value outside of them being high earners. So focus on being high value. If you shoot to be a high earner, that's your choice as a man. But not being a high earner doesn't define you as a man. Because a real man's value is priceless. Because a true high value man is a spiritual man. If you like the video, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I drop some new content right here on SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV. Shout out to everybody. One love to the masculine mercenaries. Salute to the madam mercenaries. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.